Our church regularly sang a song called "We're Marching on to Zion." Yeah, it's so sinister. There's so much about Christian Zionism that is so harmful, right? Christian Zionism treats the genocide against, the displacement, the general suffering of the Palestinians as, I don't want to say at best, but as not the worst, irrelevant, and at worst, necessary, okay? We're talking about entire communities getting dehumanized and erased in the name of biblical prophecy, in the name of the end times. Whenever there is an escalation of violence, okay, the response from, and I can tell you this firsthand, the response from Christian Zionist leaders is usually one of triumph, is usually one of celebration, because to them, again, it's just another step toward the rapture. The worst result of this is the violence being done against the Palestinians. But even on the home front, I think that this really undermines democracy, because whenever you have this conflation of politics and religion, of church and state, as evangelical Christians are taught, it becomes not possible to have a normal, healthy political debate, because these evangelical Christians are viewing a geopolitical issue, an issue in the Middle East, okay? A conversation about the economics and the human rights and all of these very real subjects. All of that is getting framed in the sense of spiritual warfare for evangelical Christians, like how I was raised. I can't tell you how many times growing up I was told that we are not governed by political leaders or regimes or whatever, but that we were governed here on earth by principalities and powers of the air. That is based on a biblical scripture that I heard all of the time, and it has to do with these like demonic forces, like fallen angels, aka the Nephilim. We can get into that another time, babe. That is so much. Or demons, or Satan himself, or what the fuck ever. These demonic forces, like playing the game of humanity, and these like principalities and powers of the air that were like physically stationed over regions of the world. And that whenever there is something in the geopolitical sphere to vote about, we had to, as evangelical Christians, look at the topics from the lens of spiritual warfare. Does that make sense? So like in that sense, there is no democracy. There is no consensus. There is no healthy debate. And that is why I always talk about how very deep the beliefs of evangelical Christians go.